welcome back to another episode of DIY Projects with Charles. Today's project is with this bullfrog hot tub, and essentially what the issue is that there's a pump leak, and that is what we are attempting to work on now. It's been leaking for a while. You can kind of see some residue here on the side. It's dry at the moment, but pretty much water dripping the entire time it's sitting and or operating. So that's what we're attempting to fix, and I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, at this point, I have the motor out and disassembled. I'll give you an idea of what we're working with here. This is an Aquaflow XP2. It is a 2.5 horsepower, 230 volt motor. So this is what I found thus far. So this pump, all right, let me kind of give you an idea how this thing all came apart, goes back together. This bushing needs to be replaced. It's rusty and it's rough when you spin it. So I'm putting a new bushing in here. The bushing came off of the front here like so. The pump assembly mounts like this to the motor itself. So I've disassembled the pump, disassembled the motor, and so a couple of things that I found here. So at some point in time, as you can see on the back of this pump assembly, this seal here started leaking. And so there was water running out of this on a pretty regular basis. So that's where the problem started, was the seal leaking out of the back of the pump assembly, which created this issue. So this is the shaft of the motor itself, the stator on the motor assembly. I can get it out here. And so the problem that we have is that this shaft diameter is not what it should be. It's smaller. It's had enough water over time that the shaft has rusted and has been compromised. And as you can see, if I can get a good contrast color behind it, you can see that this is not a consistent. It's not a consistent diameter. Maybe this will show it better. Something like that. Yeah, that shows it pretty good actually. So it's an inconsistent diameter across this end of the shaft, and there's quite a bit of material missing on the shaft because of that. So at some point in time, even if I were to put all new parts back on this, because the shaft has been compromised, it's going to snap. It's eventually weakened to the point where it's going to snap in here. So my idea here is I'm going to take a welder and I'm going to build this up, this missing metal with welds. I'll weld all the way around the entire diameter of the shaft, and then I'll come back and I will machine it down to the size that it's supposed to be. And that should bring the integrity of the shaft itself back to where it needs to be. And then I'll put it all back together with new seals. I've got new bearings. So yeah, new bearings to replace the bearing that was in here. This is the old impeller that was in it, and what happened is this whole area kind of corroded. There's supposed to be a here, I'll show you the new one. This is what the new one looks like. So it's supposed to have this this tip on it here that is completely gone on the old one. It just kind of fell apart. The whole thing fell apart. This bushing seal was bad. Bearing was bad. So there's a number of things that I'm going to fix in here. I've got new seals for the pump assembly. Obviously I got a new impeller to fix that part of it. And again, all of that would be probably a waste of my time putting it all back together had I not addressed this issue of the shaft integrity here and it being too small. So that's the plan. I'll show another shot of this a little bit farther along so you can get an idea of what's happening here. I have a replacement bearing for this one back here, so both of those bearings get replaced along with all the pump seals and the pump assembly. Now this pump, if you buy this a pump and motor assembly rebuilt, you can get a rebuilt one. I think it's somewhere around $300, $500 or something like that. Was for a newer one. Actually, if it was the pump and the motor both, I think it's higher than that. But at any rate, it gets quite expensive when you start looking at replacing the entire assembly. And this was leaking on my hot tub, and that's the reason why it's been taken apart. With all of the parts that I've purchased so far and the impeller and everything, I'm at about $70. So significantly less expensive to do this as a DIY project than it would be to replace the whole motor and pump assembly, or even have somebody come out and do it, obviously. So I'm doing it myself, but at any rate, that's kind of where we're at with it at this point, and I will update you as soon as I get some more progress. Okay, this is an update to the shaft that I've been working on here. So I took the shaft and welded around it. It appears to be right about 12 millimeters is where it's supposed to be, and it was down to 8. So I had to build that back up because I was afraid the shaft was going to snap in the middle. And so this is not pretty at this point. It really doesn't matter because a good portion of it is going to be covered anyway. The intent here was to strengthen the shaft, which we have, and I'm happy with these new bearings that we put in. They're pretty quiet, and I like that. So this is kind of, you can get an idea here. Yeah, see, it's nice and smooth and quiet. So like I said, I'm happy with the bearings. I'm happy with the way the shaft turned out. I'm going to get the rest of the pump put together here in a minute, and hopefully it'll be ready to go. All right, so this is just a finished product. It's all put back together and fully assembled and ready for installation. And you can see down this area down in here was the problem area, and it's all been cleaned up and beefed up. We had to add 4 millimeters to the thickness of that shaft with welds, and so that definitely took care of that problem. It's all good to go now, and I'm anxious to get it back in the tub. All right, this is the final update on this project, hot tub leaking, pump leaking, etc. Everything's been installed There's no external leaks. Good to go at this point. Happy with it at this point. And you know, this is I'll kind of crank it up here for a second. So that's low speed. I need to put a little bit more water in here, but it's mostly full. But you can't even really hear the pump running. It is extremely quiet, and I'm very happy about that. And this is high speed. So, like I said, overall, it's good. Very happy with this whole project, how it turned out. Pretty good repair, you know, 75 bucks, whatever it was I totally had in it. It was worth it. It only took me you know, maybe an hour to pull the pump out, another hour to put it in, and I'd say maybe I've got an hour, maybe two, with all of the welding and everything I had to do to disassemble it. So, you know, for 4 hours worth of total work, extremely happy for what I got accomplished here. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, click the subscribe button and then watch some of our additional videos.